Hey Sagittarius, I need to share something with you right now because the energy coming through these cards is absolutely wild and I cannot keep this to myself. So, I just sat down with my deck thinking I would do a quick reading for you guys, and what came through honestly gave me goosebumps. We are talking about communication that is going to shift everything for you, and I mean everything. Let me just start by saying that if you have been waiting for someone to reach out, if you have been hoping for words you thought you would never hear, if you have been wondering when that conversation is finally going to happen, the universe is telling me that this is your moment. This is actually happening, and it is happening sooner than you think. So I pulled 10 cards for you today, and honestly from the very first card, I knew this reading was going to be intense. The energy here is not about small talk or surface level conversation. This is about words that will change the trajectory of your path, messages that will heal old wounds, admissions that people have been holding back for way too long. Alright, so the first card I pulled for you is the Queen of Cups, and immediately I am getting this overwhelming sense of emotional maturity and deep feelings. This card represents someone who is in touch with their emotions on a level that most people never reach. We are talking about someone who has done the inner work, someone who understands the depth of what they feel and is finally ready to express it. What I find really interesting about this Queen of Cups energy is that this person has been holding back for so long. They have been watching you, thinking about you, feeling all of these intense emotions, but they have been afraid to speak up. Maybe they thought you would not feel the same way. Maybe they were scared of being vulnerable. Maybe the timing just never felt right. But something has shifted now. The Queen of Cups does not show up to play games or waste time. When this energy comes forward, it means someone is ready to speak from the heart in the most genuine way possible. This is not about manipulation or trying to get something from you. This is about pure, honest, emotional truth. And Sagittarius, you need to understand that when this person reaches out to you, when you receive this call or message or conversation, it is going to be laced with vulnerability that you have never seen from them before. I keep getting this image of someone who has rehearsed what they want to say 1,000 times. They have thought about every word, every phrase, every possible way you might respond. This call or message that is coming is not spontaneous in the sense that they just woke up one day and decided to reach out. No, this has been building inside of them for a while now. The Queen of Cups energy tells me they have been feeling this so deeply that it has become impossible to contain anymore. And here's what really gets me about this card in your reading. The Queen of Cups is also about intuition and psychic connection. This person might not even fully understand why they feel pulled to reach out to you right now, but they cannot ignore it anymore. There is something almost spiritual about the timing of this communication. It is like the universe has been orchestrating this moment, waiting for both of you to be in the right energetic space to have this conversation. For some of you, this person might be someone from your past. For others, it could be someone who has been in your life but you never realized they felt this way. What I know for sure is that their feelings run deep. We are not talking about casual interest or surface attraction. This is someone who feels things for you that they probably have not felt for anyone else in a very long time. Maybe ever. The second card that came through is the Three of Cups, and this is making me smile because the energy just completely shifted. After all that heavy emotional intensity from the Queen of Cups, the Three of Cups is bringing this beautiful sense of joy and celebration and connection. This tells me that whatever this conversation brings, whatever words are exchanged, the outcome is going to be something worth celebrating. The Three of Cups is about genuine happiness, about sharing good news, about coming together in a way that feels natural and right. When I see this card following the Queen of Cups, it makes me think that once this person expresses what they have been holding back, once they finally say the words they need to say, there's going to be this incredible sense of relief and joy for both of you. What I find really beautiful about the Three of Cups showing up here is that it represents emotional fulfillment that comes from authentic connection. This is not about pretending or forcing anything. This is about two people who can finally be real with each other, who can finally drop the walls and just exist in this space of mutual understanding and genuine feeling. I am also picking up on friendship energy with this card, which makes me think that regardless of what the nature of this relationship is, there is a foundation of real care and respect here. Even if this conversation leads to something romantic or deeper than friendship, the friendship element is strong. This person genuinely likes you as a human being. They enjoy your company. They value your perspective. They appreciate who you are at your core. The Three of Cups often shows up when people are gathering to share good news or celebrate something meaningful. And in the context of this reading, I think the celebration is about finally being honest, finally expressing what has been hidden, finally allowing a connection to develop naturally without all the fear and hesitation that has been blocking it. For those of you who have been feeling disconnected or isolated lately, the Three of Cups is bringing a message that this is about to change. This conversation that is coming is going to remind you what it feels like to be seen and appreciated and valued. It is going to fill a cup that maybe has been running empty for it. Well, now the third card is the Page of Wands, and this is where things start to get really interesting because we are moving from emotional depth and celebration into this energy of new beginnings and exciting opportunities. The Page of Wands is all about fresh starts, about enthusiasm, about that spark of inspiration that makes you want to take action. In the context of this communication that is coming, the Page of Wands tells me that this conversation is going to open up possibilities that you have not even considered yet. This is not just about someone expressing their feelings and then everything staying the same. No, this is about something actually starting to unfold. Pages in tarot represent messages and new phases, and specifically the Page of Wands brings news that ignites passion and excitement. So when this person reaches out, when they say what they need to say, it is going to spark something in you. You might feel inspired to take risks you have been avoiding, to pursue opportunities you have been hesitant about, to step into a version of yourself that is bolder and more confident. What I love about the Page of Wands energy is that it is playful and adventurous. This is not heavy or serious energy. This is about exploration and discovery and allowing yourself to be curious about where this might lead. For you, Sagittarius, this aligns so perfectly with your natural energy because you are someone who thrives on adventure and new experiences. And this communication is going to feed that part of you in a way that feels really good. I keep getting this sense that after this conversation happens, you are going to feel motivated in a way you have not felt in a while. The Page of Wands brings creative energy and enthusiasm for life, and I think this connection with this person is going to remind you of dreams and goals you might have put on the back burner. Their presence in your life, their words to you, are going to reignite something in you that has been dormant. The Page of Wands also suggests that this is just the beginning. This call or message is not the end of the story. It is the opening chapter. Whatever unfolds from this initial communication is going to develop in ways that surprise both of you. There is potential here for something really special if both people are willing to stay open and explore it authentically. The fourth card I pulled is the Seven of Wands, and okay, so this shifts the energy a bit because the Seven of Wands is about standing your ground and defending your position. This makes me think that when this communication happens, you might find yourself in a position where you need to be clear about your boundaries and your truth. The Seven of Wands shows someone standing on higher ground, holding their position against challenges or opposition. In your reading, Sagittarius, I think this is telling you that after this person reaches out and shares what they have to say, you need to be honest about where you stand. Do not agree to something just to keep the peace. Do not pretend to feel things you do not feel just because someone is being vulnerable with you. This card is also about courage and conviction. If this conversation brings up feelings you have been suppressing, if it makes you realize that you want something more with this person, the Seven of Wands is encouraging you to stand in that truth even if it feels scary, even if other people have opinions about it, even if it seems complicated, even if you are not sure how it will all work out. What I find interesting is that the Seven of Wands can also represent competition or situations where you feel like you have to prove yourself. For some of you, this might mean that there are external circumstances that make this connection more complicated than it should be. Maybe one of you is in a situation that creates obstacles. Maybe there are other people involved who would not be happy about this development. Maybe society or your social circle has expectations that do not align with what your heart is telling you. But here is the thing about the Seven of Wands. This card does not show up to tell you to give up or back down. It shows up to remind you that some things are worth fighting for, worth standing up for, worth defending. If this connection is real and meaningful, if these feelings are genuine and mutual, then the Seven of Wands is saying you have every right to pursue it regardless of what anyone else thinks. I am also getting the sense that you, specifically Sagittarius, might have some internal resistance to this situation. Maybe you have been hurt before and you are protective of your heart now. Maybe you value your independence and freedom and you are not sure you want to risk that for anyone. Maybe you have convinced yourself that you are fine alone and do not need this kind of connection. The Seven of Wands is asking you to examine whether that resistance is actually protecting you or whether it is preventing you from experiencing something beautiful. Fifth card is Five of Swords, and I have to be honest. When this card showed up, I paused because the Five of Swords usually brings energy around conflict and difficult communication. But in the context of your reading, I think this is actually showing me what has happened in the past or what has been preventing this conversation from happening sooner. The Five of Swords represents situations where there have been misunderstandings, where words have been used as weapons, where egos have gotten in the way of authentic connection. For you and this person, I think there has been some tension or conflict that has made it hard for either of you to be fully honest with each other. Maybe there was a disagreement in the past that was never properly resolved. Maybe one of you said something hurtful that still lingers in the energy between you. Maybe pride has been preventing either of you from reaching out first because nobody wants to be the one who appears weaker or more invested. The Five of Swords is asking both of you to let go of that need to win or to be right. This upcoming communication is a chance to move past the pettiness and the ego games and actually connect on a real level. But it requires both people to drop their defenses and be willing to admit fault where it exists, to apologize where apologies are needed, to release the need to protect their pride at the expense of authentic connection. For some of you, the Five of Swords might represent a third-party situation. Maybe there is someone else who has been creating drama or spreading rumors or interfering with this connection in some way. Maybe there are people who do not want to see you and this person together for whatever reason. The Five of Swords is telling you to be aware of that energy, but do not let it dictate your choices. What I want you to understand about the Five of Swords in this reading is that it is showing me a pattern that needs to break. The old way of communicating between you and this person has not been working. There has been too much defensiveness, too much assumption, too much protecting of egos instead of opening of hearts. But the fact that this card is showing up alongside all these other cards tells me that both of you are ready to do things differently now. The sixth card is Six of Swords, and this is actually really hopeful because the Six of Swords is all about transition and moving forward after the conflict and difficulty represented by the Five of Swords. The Six of Swords shows a journey toward calmer waters, toward a better situation, toward healing and peace. In the context of this communication that is coming, the Six of Swords tells me that this conversation is going to help both of you move past whatever has been keeping you stuck. This is about leaving behind old patterns, old hurts, old ways of relating that were not serving either of you. This call or message is going to be a turning point that allows you to transition into something healthier and more fulfilling. The Six of Swords often represents a journey, sometimes physical but more often emotional or mental. I think for you, Sagittarius, this conversation is going to shift your entire perspective on this situation and this person. Things you thought you knew for certain might be revealed to be different than you believed. Assumptions you made might be proven wrong. The clarity that comes from honest communication is going to allow you to see everything in a new light. What I really love about the Six of Swords showing up here is that it represents conscious choice to move forward. This is not about running away from problems or avoiding difficult topics. This is about acknowledging what has not been working and making a deliberate decision to do better moving forward. Both you and this person are ready for that transition. The Six of Swords also brings energy of guidance and support. I am getting the sense that this person reaching out to you is going to offer you support in a way they have not before. Maybe they are going to be more emotionally available, more present, more willing to actually show up for you in meaningful ways. And on your end, Sagittarius, you might find yourself more willing to accept that support, more willing to let someone in, more willing to not do everything alone. For those of you who have been through a particularly difficult period recently, the Six of Swords is confirming that you are moving out of that energy now. The storm is passing. The rough waters are calming, and this connection with this person is part of your healing journey, part of what is helping you transition into a better chapter of your life. The seventh card is Seven of Swords, and this one is making me raise my eyebrows a bit because the Seven of Swords is typically about deception or things being hidden. But I do not think this is necessarily negative in your reading. Let me explain what I am picking up here. The Seven of Swords can represent secrets and hidden information. And in the context of this communication that is coming, I think this person has been hiding their true feelings from you. They have been keeping secrets, not in a malicious way, but because they were afraid to be vulnerable, afraid to admit what they really feel, afraid of how you might respond. For some of you, the Seven of Swords might indicate that there is information you do not have yet, things you do not know about this person's situation or their feelings or what they have been going through. When they reach out and have this conversation with you, some of those secrets are going to come to light. You are going to learn things that surprise you, that make you see this person in a completely different way. The Seven of Swords can also represent strategic thinking and careful planning. This person has been very calculated about when and how to approach you. They have not wanted to mess this up, so they have been waiting for the right moment, choosing their words carefully, thinking through all the possible outcomes. This is not someone who is acting impulsively or without consideration. However, I also want to caution you that the Seven of Swords can sometimes indicate that not everything is as it appears. I am not trying to make you paranoid or suspicious, but I do think the cards are asking you to pay attention to actions and not just words. When this person reaches out, when they say all these things to you, watch how they follow through. Do their actions match their declarations? Are they willing to back up their words with actual consistent behavior? For some of you, the Seven of Swords might be reflecting your own tendency to be guarded and strategic. Maybe you have been hiding your own feelings too. Maybe you have been protecting yourself by not letting this person know how much they affect you. Maybe you have your own secrets about how you feel and what you want. The Seven of Swords is asking whether that strategy is still serving you or whether it is time to be more transparent. The eighth card is Page of Pentacles, and this brings such grounded, practical energy after all the emotional intensity we have been moving through. The Page of Pentacles is about new beginnings in the material realm, about opportunities for growth and development, about laying solid foundations for the future. In the context of this reading, the Page of Pentacles tells me that this connection has real practical potential. This is not just about feelings and chemistry and emotional connection. There is potential here for something that actually builds into something tangible and lasting. This could develop into a relationship that positively impacts your real life in concrete ways. The Page of Pentacles is studious and committed to learning and growth. I think this person who is reaching out to you is ready to actually put in the work. They are not just interested in the excitement and passion of new connection. They are willing to show up consistently, to invest time and energy, to build something real with you if you are open to it. What I find really promising about the Page of Pentacles showing up is that it represents the beginning of material manifestation. Whatever this connection is, whatever it develops into, it has the potential to create real stability and security in your life. For those of you who have been feeling uncertain about your path or your future, this connection might actually help ground you and give you a sense of solid foundation. The Page of Pentacles also represents opportunities related to work, money, or practical matters. For some of you, this connection with this person might open doors professionally or financially. Maybe they have information or connections that could benefit you. Maybe working together on something practical could strengthen your bond. Maybe this relationship develops in the context of shared goals and ambitions. I am also getting with the Page of Pentacles that this is asking you to be patient and realistic. Pages represent the beginning stages of something, not the culmination. So while there is real potential here, it is going to take time to develop. Do not expect everything to be perfect immediately after this conversation. Allow things to unfold naturally and organically. The ninth card is Four of Swords, and this is interesting because the Four of Swords is about rest, recovery, and taking time to process. After all of this emotional intensity and these revelations and this significant communication, the Four of Swords is telling you that you are going to need time to just sit with everything. When this person reaches out and says what they need to say, When you have this conversation that shifts everything, do not feel like you need to have all the answers immediately. The Four of Swords gives you permission to take a pause, to retreat inward, to really think about what you want and what feels right for you before making any big decisions or commitments. The Four of Swords represents a necessary period of rest and contemplation. This is not about avoiding or running away. This is about giving yourself the space to process complex emotions and significant information. You might need some time alone after this conversation to really understand how you feel about everything that was shared. What I appreciate about the Four of Swords showing up in your reading is that it is reminding you that you do not owe anyone an immediate response. Even if this person pours their heart out to you, even if they ask you for clarity on where you stand, you have every right to say that you need time to think. The Four of Swords supports taking that time. For some of you, the Four of Swords might indicate that you have been through a lot lately and you are emotionally exhausted. Maybe you have been dealing with stress or challenges that have drained you. Maybe you have been giving a lot of your energy to other people and situations. The Four of Swords is telling you to prioritize your own rest and recovery right now. In the context of this communication that is coming, I think the Four of Swords is also suggesting that peace is available to you. Whatever anxiety or confusion or restlessness you have been feeling about this situation, this conversation is going to bring some clarity that allows you to finally relax a bit. There is healing available in honest communication. The 10th and final card one pulled for you is the Queen of Wands, and I love that we are ending on this note because the Queen of Wands is such powerful, confident, beautiful energy. The Queen of Wands knows who she is, knows what she wants, and is not afraid to go after it. She is passionate, creative, charismatic, and completely comfortable in her own skin. Sagittarius, the Queen of Wands is you in this situation. After this conversation happens, after you process everything and take your time to think, you are going to step into this Queen of Wands energy so fully. You are going to know exactly what you want and you are not going to apologize for it. The Queen of Wands is magnetic and inspiring. When you embody this energy, you do not have to chase anyone or convince anyone of your worth. You simply exist in your power and the right people are naturally drawn to you. This card is telling you that regardless of how this particular situation unfolds, you are coming into a period of owning your power and attracting what is truly meant for you. In the context of this reading, I think the Queen of Wands represents the version of you that emerges after this significant communication. You are going to have more clarity about who you are and what you want. You are going to be less willing to settle or play small. You are going to trust yourself more deeply. The Queen of Wands is also about healthy passion and enthusiasm for life. Whatever happens with this person, whatever this conversation brings, it is going to reignite your zest for life. You are going to feel more like yourself, more connected to your fire, more aligned with your authentic desires. What I want you to take away from the Queen of Wands showing up in this final position is that you are entering a phase of tremendous personal power. This communication that is coming is not going to break you or diminish you regardless of what it contains. You are strong enough to hear whatever needs to be said and confident enough to respond from a place of self-worth. So let me bring all of this together for you, Sagittarius, because the story these cards are telling is really profound. Someone with deep emotional feelings for you, someone represented by that Queen of Cups, is preparing to reach out and express what they have been holding back. When they do, it is going to bring this beautiful energy of joy and celebration and authentic connection. This communication is going to spark new possibilities and opportunities in your life. It is going to require you to stand firm in your truth and your boundaries. It is going to bring up past conflicts that need to be resolved and released so both of you can move forward into healthier patterns. There are secrets and hidden feelings that are going to be revealed. Things you did not know about this person or about the situation. This connection has real practical potential to develop into something solid and lasting if both of you are willing to invest in it. You are going to need time to process everything before making decisions. And ultimately you are going to emerge from all of this more powerful and more clear about who you are and what you want. This call or message or conversation that is coming is not just about words. It is about two people finally being real with each other, finally dropping the games and the fear and the protection mechanisms. It is about genuine human connection and the courage it takes to be vulnerable, For those of you who have been waiting for clarity, for confirmation, for someone to finally say what needs to be said, that moment is approaching. And when it happens, trust yourself to handle it with grace and wisdom. Trust that whatever unfolds is ultimately guiding you toward your highest good. The universe is orchestrating something here that is bigger than just a phone call or a text message. This is about healing, about growth, about two souls connecting in a way that serves both of your journeys. Stay open, Sagittarius. Stay true to yourself. And know that you deserve communication that is honest, respectful, and worthy of your energy. Alright, so to wrap this up, I want you to know that I see so much potential in these cards for you. Whether this develops into romance or deepens a friendship or simply provides closure on something that has been unresolved, this communication is significant and it matters. Trust the timing of this. Trust your intuition about how to respond. And most importantly, trust yourself to make choices that honor who you are and what you truly desire. You have got this, Sagittarius. The Queen of Wands energy is rising in you and nothing can dim that light. I hope this reading brought you some clarity and some excitement about what is coming. If you felt the energy in these cards, if something I said resonated deeply with you, let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you and connecting with this community we have built together, sending you so much love and light as you navigate this beautiful journey. Remember that you are worthy of communication that is genuine and feelings that are real and connections that actually nourish your soul. Do not settle for less than that. Until next time, stay magical, stay true to yourself, and keep shining your incredible light.